Well, the IEC will today sign an Electoral Code of Conduct with parties ahead of the local government elections. And for more on this, we cross live now to our reporter Natasha Phiri, who will be watching this one for us. And just to find out what's to be expected, it's over to you, Natasha.
Well, a very good morning to you, Sakina. Of course, to our morning live viewers. Indeed, we're here at the Nasrec Expo Center. And of course, we're waiting, eagerly anticipating 10 o'clock where various political parties will be signing that Electoral Code of Conduct just ahead of the November polls, the November 1st polls. But Sakina, I'm not alone. I'm with my colleague, Yolisa Njamela. And of course, we'll just be talking about what is actually expected, ahead of today's proceedings. Yolisa, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, we're covering this today. What kind of viewers actually expect out of today's proceedings? Of course, there is no pomp, no ceremony as we saw in 2016 because of COVID-19.
Well, as you rightly say, Natasha, good morning. Of course, as you rightly say, there is that public pledge that the political parties will be signing. In a couple of hours now, we're expecting a number of political party leaders to trickle in here. You would know, of course, like you rightly mentioned, that it's not business as usual. Everybody has to adhere by the protocols of COVID. It's no longer a case of venues can be filled up, even though last night the president, of course, told us that we're now on level 1, adjusted level 1 lockdown. The code of conduct, Natasha, that they will be signing here essentially says everybody who will be partaking in these elections must play ball. Everybody who will be involved in these elections must essentially know that they play fair game. And that means the processes and the outcome of the election should be fair, should be free and fair as a result of how everybody is making sure that they work together, be it political parties, be it members of the parties, be it supporters and candidates themselves. So it's a new game in terms of how we deal with issues in this time of the pandemic.
Talking about a new game, I mean, I think the interesting aspect is how many, independent candidates are actually contesting in this year's, municipal elections. Yolisa, yesterday we spoke to officials of the IEC and you would know 90,000 candidates are now registered with the IEC to contest in these elections. I mean, the impact of this is quite huge.
A staggering number, if you ask me, Natasha. This is new and historical in terms of the elections in this country, because that number includes independent candidates. Now, even though we're mentioning a number that is that high, only 325 political parties will be joining us here to sign that public pledge to commit to the IEC's Code of Conduct. And that is because of what we've already mentioned, that, the pandemic has necessitated that things are now done differently. The rest of the candidates who have registered for these local elections will be going to the IEC headquarters in the coming few days to do the same. So it's in the name of the pandemic, really, that we're all doing things differently. But we're expecting in a couple of hours from now, all those political party leaders to come into this venue and sign that public pledge.
Well, thank you so much, Yolisa. And of course, Sakina and our morning live viewers, you've heard it there from my colleague, Yolisa Njamela. We expect proceedings here to start at 10 a.m. sharp, but trust the SABC to be your news source by giving you blow-to-blow coverage of today's proceedings. Of course, we will be seeing those 14 political parties that actually are represented in the National Assembly signing their pledges and their codes of conduct. But as from us here, Yolisa, myself and Eugene, who's behind the camera, it's back to you in studio for now.
Well, thank you so much, Natasha. And as you heard there, that event only kicking off at 10, but SABC team already there, ready, rearing to go. And as Natasha says, blow by blow as it happens. So do stay with SABC News. Let's bring you